So here in your previous class, you learned some examples relating to correction of sentences, and in this class, let us continue that. But here, let us look at in with different parts of speech. Here, I share the screen to you. Then you are able to see that screen. Okay. Okay. You see here. Is it visible to you? Correction of sentences. Not visible. Visible? Ma, try to tell me, is it visible or not? Still? Okay, wait. Right. I hope it's visible to you now. Yeah. See here, see the sentences and observe the sentences here, then you can easily identify where the correction lies. Okay? Relating to nouns. The police has arrested the thief. So here, usually the police is considered as plural, so it takes the plural verb have. Okay. For example, if they give the sentence like this, you keep the notes with you and start writing of the sentences. So the polices have arrested the thief. Sometimes they ask the question like this also. The polices, CES, plural, have arrested the thief. So there is no S for plural. Even for plural, the word police is itself police, like that. Okay. Now see the next sentence. The scissors is kept on the table. So here scissors, it's a pair. So it is plural. The scissors are kept on the table. Okay. Suppose if they give like this, the scissors are kept on the table. The scissors are kept on the table. So you correct it as the scissors are kept on the table. Okay. The sheep are grazing in the field. The sheep are grazing in the field. So here, the plural form for the sheep is also sheep. There is no sheeps. So the sheep is grazing in the field. The deers are in the forest. So the plural form for the deer is also deer. The deer is in the forest. Okay. It is as a unit. My mother has prepared fish's soup. My mother has prepared fish's soup. My mother has prepared fish soup, not fish's soup. రకరకాల చేపలేసి soup పెట్టారమ్మా. So a kind of fish, one kind of fish. So it is singular. Physics are a difficult subject. So here physics is a singular subject. So physics is a difficult subject. My spectacles, so my spectacles is in the shelf. So my spectacles, it is a double. So my spectacles are in the shelf. The Japanese are hard working peoples. So here the correction lies with the peoples. So we never say peoples, we always say people. The Japanese are hard working people. Then she bought 6 dozens apples. She bought 6 dozens apples. So with the numerical term we use dozen, not dozens. She bought 6 dozen apples. Apples we have plural but not the dozens. 300 miles is a singular unit. So 300 miles are not a long distance is wrong. 300 miles is not a long distance, is a long distance is the right sentence. Then I have received informations. So we always use the abstract noun in the singular form, not informations. This is information. So I have received information is the right sentence. The news are bad. So news here, though the letter S is there, it is always singular. The news is bad is the right answer. There are 20 females in the garden. So there are 20 women in the garden. We use like that, not the gender, not the sex. Male and female represents the sex here. So there are 20 women in the garden. The sceneries in the countryside is beautiful. See here, there is no word like this, sceneries. The scenery is the plural. The scenery in the countryside is beautiful. Both singular and plural form of scenery is the scenery, that's all. Okay, she has bought furnitures. So there is no word like this, furnitures. It is furniture. Then there is a sugar in the tin. There is a sugar in the tin. See here, while using sugar, salt like that, we have to use, because this is an uncountable noun. So there is some sugar in the tin. There is some sugar in the tin, like that we have to use. Then my teacher gave advices. See here, advices. So this abstract noun is also used as a singular one, advice. But if you wish to add something for this, in the form of a piece of advice, some pieces of advice, a piece of advice, or some pieces of advice. Okay, Ramya has three sister-in-laws. So it is not three sister-in-laws, but Ramya has three sisters-in-law is the right word. This is a 50 feet tape. See here, this is a 50-foot tape, plural, singular. This is the difference here. She has taken a soap. So while using this soap also, she has taken a cake of soap or a piece of soap, like that we have to use in correction of sentences. Okay, Gopal traveled with his cousin brother. So in your previous class also we discussed, we just use it as cousin, not cousin brother. Raghu has recited poetries. So poetry is a volume of book with the poems, but here we use it as in singular individual poems. So Raghu has recited poems. Okay, not poetries, but poetry. Raghu has wrote poetry, but recited means పాడటం ఇక్కడ. Then John has worn trouser. John has worn trousers is the plural form here. Then Raju has a pair of shoe. Raju has a pair of shoes. So they are always shoes, trousers are always plural. Spectacles, scissors, like that. She has a lot of knowledges. So we never use the word like this, knowledges. She has a lot of knowledge is the right word. Okay, so if you observe the above sentences, the correction lies only in the noun part. The remaining part of the sentence is correct, that you have to identify in the given sentence. Okay, whether in the sentence on which part of the word there is a correction, you have to identify. Then now let us look at some of the corrections with the pronouns. See here, I and my friends visited the museum. So while using the pronoun, first we go with the third person, then second person, and at last with the first person. That is the rule we have to follow when we are using pronouns at the subjective case. So at the subjective point, when we use pronouns, the third person pronoun should be stood in first place, and then second person, and then the first person. Okay, third person, second person. Suppose second person here means you, my friend, you and I visited the museum, like that if there are three. Okay, this is my car, not mine car. See here in the sentence, this is mine car. No, that is not mine car. This is my car. And he is one of those which help the blind. See here, he is one of those. This related to the person, not with the thing. So that's why we have to use the correct pronoun who here, which relates to the sub object like a thing, but here relating to the person, that's why it is related pronoun who we have to use. And then one must love their parents, so you should agree with the same pronoun. One must love self, one must love one's parents. Reflexive pronoun here. Reflexive pronoun or which pronoun? Is it a reflexive one? What is the reflexive pronoun here? Them, themselves is the reflexive pronoun. Okay, the boys enjoyed during the holidays. The boys enjoyed themselves during the holidays is the right sentence. Every player must bring their bats. So every player is a singular one. So for that the singular pronoun we get. So every player must bring his or her bat. Okay, their bats, because there is plural, that's why it receives the plural noun bats. But here his or her is a singular, so it takes the singular noun bat. They are looking at he. So if you observe here, he is a subjective pronoun, but this he is in the objective case. That's why related objective pronoun we have to use here. They are looking at him is the right sentence. Okay, and now see some more examples here. Herself will wash all the plates. See here, when we are using the pronoun here, herself is not the right pronoun here. She is the right pronoun. She will wash all the plates. Okay, I can't adjust oneself to these changes. So I can't adjust myself is the right pronoun. Here reflexive pronoun. For I it is myself, for one oneself, like that they themselves, he himself, she herself, like that. They who come late will not be allowed. See here, those who come late will not be allowed is the right pronoun here. Instead of they we have to use those. So everyone have a book. So everyone is singular. So it takes the singular verb has. Everyone has a book. Each player have a bat. Each player has a bat. He is a clever boy. Isn't he? Isn't it? Question tag. See here. He is the pronoun here we are using in the statement. That's why isn't he, not it. If it is a third person, then we can. If it is third person it, then we have to use it. But it is with he or she. We have to use that he or she here in the question tag. And then it is her who is to blame. It is she. So while we are using the pronoun at the subjective case, we have to use the subjective pronoun he. Suppose if it is he who is to blame. No, then it is the correct sentence. It is him who is to blame. That is the wrong sentence. It is he who is to blame is the right sentence. So like that you have to observe the where the correction is. And then all passengers must show his ticket. See here, all passengers tells that there are many and it is plural. So all passengers must show their tickets is the right sentence, plural pronoun. Then David is elder than Krishna. Okay, so here David is older than Krishna. if you observe the difference between elder and older, we use the term elder for a family members, for the, I mean, mm, from the same family, not from the others. If the person is from other family, then we can compare with this older. Okay. So David, if you look at the names of the persons, they, we can easily understand that they are from two different families. If they are from the same family, then we can use elder. That is the difference here. He availed the opportunity. So here, after the word availed, always receives the reflexive pronoun. So he availed himself the opportunity is the right sentence. See here, you, he, and I should go to film. So earlier I said that while using the pronoun at the subjective case, we have to maintain a rule that first with the third person, next with the second person, and then with the first person. So he, you, and I should go to film is the right sentence. See here, she cooked herself the food. It means, the meaning of this is she cooked herself. ఆమెను ఆమెనే వండుకునేసింది అని అర్థం. సో షీ హర్ సెల్ఫ్ కుక్డ్ ద ఫుడ్, తనకు తానుగా ఫుడ్ చేసింది, వేరే వాళ్ళ సపోర్ట్ లేకుండా చేసింది అనేది ఇక్కడ మీనింగ్. షీ కుక్డ్ హర్ సెల్ఫ్ ద ఫుడ్ అంటే ఆమె వండుకునేసింది అన్న మీనింగ్ ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది. దట్స్ వై యూ షుడ్ బి వెరీ కేర్ఫుల్ వైల్ రైటింగ్ దట్. సో between you and I, there is no difference. So here, while using this, between you and me is the right pronoun here, not I. Okay, ma, is it clear? Is it understandable to you? Okay, then. Now let us go with the adjectives. The means correction is with the adjectives. So far you look at the correction with the nouns and the correction with the pronouns. Okay. Now let us look at the correction with the adjectives. See here. It is the most unkindest cut of all. So here double superlative is here. So we have to remove one superlative most here. Unkindest itself is the superlative. So there is no need to write the most. So it is the unkindest cut of all. Okay. Choose the best of the two. Choose the best of the two. See here, it is only between two. That's why we have to use the comparative, not the superlative form. Choose the better of the two is the right sentence. And then she is senior than him. So with the word senior, we get two, not than. For the senior to, junior to, superior to, inferior to, like that, not the than. That is the correction here. And I prefer coffee than tea. So I prefer coffee to tea. Instead of than, we have to write to here. Preposition, we have to use preposition to. Okay. And then see here, Krishna is superior than Radha. Krishna is superior to Radha. Mary is inferior than Sony. Mary is inferior to Sony. So though as a rule, while we are using a comparison, you generally we use than, but with a certain words, the preposition to gets, not the word than. Okay. My car is more cheaper than your car. My car is cheaper than your car. See here, cheaper itself indicates that it is a comparative form. There is no need to add another comparative more here. So sometimes they give double comparatives or double superlatives or double positives in a sentence. At that time, you should be very careful and identify the mistake lies with the double comparative. She is tallest than me. So here than tells that it is a comparison. So tallest tells that it is superlative. So it should be she is taller than me is the right sentence. Balu is shorter than any boy. So Balu is shorter than any other boy is the right sentence here. Then Jamuna is a handsome girl. So usually the adjective handsome we use for the boys. So but for the girls we use beautiful. So Jamuna is a beautiful girl. So adjective we have to use right adjective here. Beautiful is the right adjective to describe a girl, and to describe a boy, we use handsome. So Suman is a beautiful hero. So Suman is a boy, so that's why Suman is a handsome hero is the right answer. Columbus crossed Atlantic. So Columbus crossed the Atlantic. Here this lies with the article the. Though we write the article the, it act as an adjective here, demonstrative adjective here. The is the demonstrative adjective here. Then Andamans are a group of islands. The Andamans are a group of islands. Mohan goes to church. Mohan goes to the church is the right answer. The injured was taken to the hospital. So the injured was taken to hospital is the right answer. Here the hospital means when we use the article the before the hospital, it is just for a visit. But here we the injured was taken to hospital for treatment. That is the difference between these two sentences. He plays violin. He plays the violin. So for the musical instruments, we use the definite article the. He knows how to speak the French. So before languages, there is no need to add the article the. If you write the before the French or English like that, it reflects that the people here. Okay, the French, the Indian, the British, like that. If you use before the word before the places like India, French, Britain, then it is reflected that the people of that place. Okay, he knows how to speak French is the right sentence. USA is a superpower. The USA is a superpower. Hindu is an English newspaper. The Hindu is an English newspaper. Yamuna is a holy river. The Yamuna is a holy river. So all these things reflect that here both adjectives and articles. See here, if you are observing, only demonstrative article, definite article the is used in these sentences because the the act as an adjective here to describe that particular river or particular paper or particular country like that or particular express. Okay, good. Now here you if you observe these sentences, all these sentences from here you observe from this sentence 26th sentence, all these are related to articles. Okay, people worshipped the nature. People worship nature is the right sentence. While writing about the nature, there is no need to add the definite article deeds. Then George is an European. So European, though the word begins with the e, it gives the consonant sound u, so it takes the article a. Hyderabad is a big city, not Hyderabad is big city. Okay. He saw an one-eyed beggar. So one, though the letter, though the word with the letter O, it gives the sound consonant sound. That's why I saw a one-eyed beggar. It is humble beginning. It is a humble beginning. Joseph is handsome boy. Joseph is a handsome boy. He is an university professor. He is a university professor. Obama is a American. Obama is an American. Okay. The old man carries an umbrella. The old man carries an umbrella like that. Uh, I hope by now you can understand the correction with the articles. Okay. He is a NSS volunteer. So NSS, though the letter N here, it gives the sound article, sorry, vowel sound. It gives the vowel sound N. So it receives the article an. Okay. Now let us look at uh, the corrections with the verbs. My brother has arrived yesterday. So if you observe these sentences here, has arrived is in the form of present perfect, but yesterday tells that it is a past action. So we have to use the past form of verb arrived. My brother arrived yesterday. The old man is, the old woman is going for a walk every day. So the old woman goes for a walk every day. It is an everyday activity of that woman. The sun is rising in the east. The sun rises in the east. It is a universal truth. For all the universal truths, we have to present in the simple present form, not in the present continuous form. Kalam had visited Tirupati last year. Kalam visited Tirupati last year. Lata is reading since morning. Lata has been reading since morning. Okay, since morning tells that the action already started and it is continuing from the morning. So we have to write the present perfect continuous form. Lata has been reading since morning. Mohini do not know how to sing. So see here, Mohini is singular, but here the verb do is in the plural form. So Mohini does not know how to sing. Does is the singular form of the verb for do. When she is running on the road, she fell suddenly. She fell suddenly tells that fell is in the past form. So we have to use the past form of verb in the, what is this? In the class. When she was running on the road, she fell suddenly. Before she entered the house, the snake has escaped. So see here, entered tells that it is the past action, but if you observe here, has escaped, it is the present perfect form. So we have to convert it into past perfect. Before she entered the house, the snake had escaped. Okay, is it clear? And then the train moves now. The train moves now. So now indicates that the action which is going on at the time. So the train is moving now is the right answer. Then Rajesh went to library just now. So this just now tells that it is the just now completed action. For this sentence, we have to use present perfect instead of simple past. Rajesh has gone to library just now. Okay, and if you look at these conditional sentences, if you will come to my house, I will visit your house. So in these conditional clauses, there is no there is no need to write the modal verb. Only main verb we have to write. So if you come to my house, I will visit your house. So I will, here this will modal verb takes place here. So there is no need to write the modal verb in the if clause. Okay, if I am prime minister, I would serve the nation. Would tells that it is the past form of action. So, if I were prime minister, I would serve the nation is the right sentence. Okay, I looked forward to see you. So, I looked forward to seeing you is the right sentence here. So, with the looking forward, we takes the continuous form, I mean present participle ing form we have to use here. Okay, and see here, the flower is smelling fragrant. The flower is smelling fragrant. So while writing the words like smell, taste relating to senses, we never use them in continuous form. The apple tastes sweet. The apple is tasting sweet. If the sentence gives like this, then you have to correct it as the apple tastes sweet. The flower is smelling fragrant. The flower smells fragrant. Okay. I am belonging to the country. I belong to this country. I am seeing TV. No, we never use like that. I am watching TV is the correct answer. The criminal was hung 2 days ago. The criminal was hanged 2 days ago. So the difference between here two is hung we use with the uh, non-living things like posters or sceneries we hung on the wall, but for the people we have to use hanged. మా ఇక్కడ మీకు అర్థమైందా? ఇక్కడ క్రిమినల్ అనేది మనిషి కాబట్టి మనిషికి యూస్ చేయాల్సినటువంటి వర్బ్ ఫామ్ హ్యాంగ్డ్ అని యూస్ చేయాలి. అండ్ ఒకవేళ ఏదైనా సీనరీస్ కానీ పోస్టర్స్ కానీ అట్లాంటి వాళ్ళకి చేసేటప్పుడు మాత్రం అక్కడ హ్యాంగ్డ్ అనకూడదు, హంగ్ అనాలి. దట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్. Then the bread and butter are kept on the table. The bread and butter is kept on the table. So bread and butter is taken as a single unit, so it takes a singular verb is. Okay, the horse and carriage are outside. The horse and carriage is outside. Okay, birds flies in the sky. Birds fly in the sky. Don't disturb her, she sings. Don't disturb her, she is singing. Okay, the general with all his soldiers were on the battlefield. So, with if the two subjects or if the connection of with, then the verb agrees with the first noun. So, the general is a singular. That's why it takes the verb singular verb. The general with all his soldiers was, not were. If it is with soldiers, then it is were. But here the two nouns combined with the preposition with, then the verb agrees with the first noun. If the first noun is plural, then the verb should be in plural. If the first noun is in singular, then the verb should be in singular. That you have to remember. Okay. Now let us look at some of the corrections with the prepositions. Please explain me this exercise. Please explain to me this exercise. Okay, please explain to me this exercise. Then Ravi was married with Ramola. Ravi was married to Ramola. So with the word married, we have to use the preposition to, not with. The old man died with cancer. The old man died of cancer. The boy has suffered with injuries. The boy has suffered from injuries. Okay? She agreed at me. No, she agreed with me is the right answer. Shobha is good in English. Shobha is good at English is the right answer. Okay? Then the boy jumped in the river. No, the boy jumped into the river is the right sentence. The girl stood among the two boys. See here the comparison is between the two. That's why the girl stood between the two boys. If there are many boys, then among is the right answer. The students distributed sweets between themselves. So the students distributed sweets among themselves. Why here themselves indicates that there are many, but here we use between means it is between only two. That's why between is wrong, among is the right sentence. Okay, good. Is it clear? Like that you have to practice sentences which are relating to other parts of speech also for the correction of sentences. and that would help you to write correctly in your examination. Okay.